Good morning, everyone. It's Wednesday, at least for me. We've got our leaf blowers going outside on our side of the phases today, phase one, and they've also trimming bushes. So 70s me would be very disappointed. So I was going to do this yesterday, the dark chocolate, the magic coffee. Yesterday I said I was going to try to do this as a cold pour over. And then I realized the fats in this cacao grind, once the water pulls the fats out, it would clog the filter because I've done that before. And it's just ruined the entire experience. So I've got my Clever, this wonderful, beautiful, amazing, fun little gadget. And I'm going to do some of this infusion, Coffee and Tea Crafters Mexico, that I brought back from Phoenix. The molasses chocolate lime nougat. I was going to try to do it in this to see if it made any difference because I had done it in AeroPress. It turned out really nice, but of course different preparations, lovely, yield different results. And that's the fun part. So, I'm going to try to do about 32 grams of coffee. If you do it sided like that, it's much easier to pour. And then we're going to let it steep. Almost there. 30. That's too bad. Yeah, I gave it all the beans there, didn't I? There, that's not bad. Okay. So, we're going to take care of that. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but the way it extracts and the way the cocoa solids and fats react to the water, it just clogs up the paper. So it passes through in a drip. It doesn't pass through like it normally would, as with coffee. So, and that's unfortunate, but I'm glad I realized that before I did it again, because that would have been a longer episode, wouldn't it have been? So I've got my Magic Blitzer up here, and we're going to whiz up some coffee beans. All right, oh, here they come. Excellent. All right, nice, fine, beautiful, smells delicious grind going on here. Let's pour it into our Clever. Not too much retention, it's pretty good. I debated whether I wanted to do this or not. It's really aggravating. And then yesterday I got another flyer in the mail, and I just thought, these are lies. I had seen posters around everybody's saying protect parental rights, and I'm like, what does that mean? You're taking away parental rights. How do you save your hand by shooting yourself in the foot? I don't understand. And then I saw all of these things. And what's really funny is, if this would have come up last year, they would have put something about critical race theory in it, I swear. Because now we've got life-altering procedures like an abortion or gender reassignment surgery. So, would be, not could be, not might be, would be. So, I mean, these are lies. These are lies. And then they're saying that there's a special interest group behind issue one. Yeah, people that want women to not have to suffer. It's weird, you know? And I have friends who have had to have, the only people I know that have ever had to have an abortion in their lives have already had bassinets picked out, already had a crib in the room, they had their paints picked out, they had their drapes, they had a car seat, they had to buy a new car because they were building a family and they were excited and they were happy, and then at a certain point they had to have an abortion because something happened with the baby. Those are the only people I know that have ever had to have that sort of a procedure. And so these are all lies. Look, protects predators who persuade a child to make sex-related decisions. What? What does that even mean? Legalize abortion up to birth when babies feel pain. What? What does that, again, the only people I know that have ever had an abortion it's been the most unfortunate set of circumstances, and it is not something that they wanted, ever. It drives me insane. And I saw these signs saying, protect parents' rights, and what does that even mean? And, again, if critical race theory, the class that is taught to second-year law students, was a thing this year, like it was last year, which it was nothing. I mean, they weren't talking about critical race theory, they were talking about history class. If that was on the ballot, or anywhere near the ballot, it would be in this. Protect parents' rights, abortion and critical race theory. They'll be able to teach you critical race theory if issue 1 passes. And lies, continued access to fertility contraception, miscarriage care, that's a lie. There are OBGYNs leaving by the hundreds in states where they have anti-abortion laws because they leave no room. And, that one commercial that you may have seen where the doctor's talking to the parents because his child is pregnant and we don't know why, that honestly doesn't matter, she's pregnant and, they don't want to ruin her life because whatever happened. And, and the doctor says, I can't, I have to talk to a lawyer. And, and then feeder drug. And, no one's doing third trimester. If you're in your third trimester and have an abortion, you've already got the baby stuff picked out. That's just all there is to it. The reason that a person has that kind of a procedure is because something has happened. I would guarantee 100% of the time. And then you've got these morons out there. Oh, shoot. Well, I thought I reset that. I did reset that. All right, so I'm going to put, I don't know, maybe we'll just fill this up. I mean, it doesn't hold that much water anyway. So 32 grams of coffee. I'm going to do 300 grams of water. 340 grams of water, ish. But yeah, it makes me mad. And here's the thing, I'm gay. My husband and I have been together for 20 years, and we've been married for 7. We existed when Ohio did the whole "there's a storm coming" nonsense.
There's a storm gathering.
The clouds are dark, and the winds are strong.
And I am afraid.
Some who advocate for same-sex marriage have taken the issue far beyond same-sex couples.
They want to bring the issue into my life.
My freedom will be taken away.
Oh, wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
And then it passed, and then everything went federal. And guess what happened? Not a damn thing. Which is the reality. It's the reality of the situation, Nothing happened. Nothing changed. And, so we've been through that. There's a much bigger impact happening because this is women's health. It's gay individuals' mental health, LGBTQ plus mental health. And then throwing in gender reassignment surgery. Lie. You can't have a medical procedure without a parental consent. That doesn't change. That's never changed. That will never change. That doesn't even make any sense. Pave the way of the courts to eliminate parental consent and notification laws altogether. Lie. Eliminates parental consent for minors at any age to get an abortion. Lie. It does not. Maybe the subject may be broached after, but this is just to make sure that people that need this procedure can get it. It's not a designer thing. It's not plastic surgery. See, and then this is a lie. Up to birth. That doesn't happen. It does not happen. And you can't find any reliable source that says it does. That doesn't happen. It's not a thing. Ohioans will lose basic medical care. Yes, they will, if this does not pass. It will. I mean, this is just steps and steps and steps. And you can see it in the states where they have passed full-on bans. And now they are working, some lawmakers are working to get rid of contraception. That's ridiculous. It's hard to tell. It really is hard to tell if they're just playing to their base's dead ignorance, if they actually think that pregnancy should be a punishment for having sex outside of a marriage, if there are still those kind of people that grasp those Puritan garbage ideals, which honestly just doesn't make any sense to me, because it's like, we're in 2023, we have the internet, we have an unprecedented amount of information that we can see, and how on earth can there still be this huge, disgusting Puritan nonsense still floating out there? It doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, this is just stupid. And I've already voted. I voted by mail. It's easier, and it takes no time, and it's the best way to vote. And, remember when they were wanting to take that away from us because it made shit fair? Some people can't get to a voting booth. Some people live really far away from a voting booth, but their mailbox is just at the end of the driveway, even though that driveway might be 1.5 miles long. It's right at the end of their driveway. So voting by mail is huge. It should never go away. And you need a social security number, and you need an address that of a residence where you live. It's either there are several ways to identify yourself, but they are all things that have to be provided by the government. So, there's no fraud happening that way. And if fraud does happen, if somebody sends in multiple ballots, those ballots are caught every time. So there's no fraud. There is not any fraud. This one is really weird. Protects predators who persuade a child to make sex-related decisions. How is that? There's no context to that. That doesn't make any sense. Protects predators. How? How does that protect predators? How does allowing a woman the dignity of having a late-term abortion because the fetus is gone, how does that protect this kind of thing? It doesn't make any sense. Opportunity to access to fertility, contraception, miscarriage care. No, that's not true at all. And even if it's a half truth, how long does the family have to wait? And how clogged will the system be? I don't think that a lot of these people realize how many of these things happen because something has happened to the fetus. I just don't think that. I think that they are just coming at it from the angle of millions upon millions of people every year just have cosmetic abortion surgery, like it's a tummy tuck, and it's horrible, and they just have no they just have no idea. They have no way of processing the fact that that's not a thing that happens. It just, yeah, I know this went political, and this has been going for 6 minutes, so we should probably give it a little bit of a swirl here, and then we'll put it on the thing. And I'm fed up, and as I said before, I'm gay. There's no point in my life, in the past, present, or future, where I will ever need this service done. And no person is going to come to me and ask me if they should have one. It's never happened. It never will happen. Why would it happen? It's silly. It's silly to think that. Because of that, the only real way to go here is to allow the freedom of choice. And that's what this is. It's a freedom to choose. there will not be a groundswell of abortions because there's been a freedom to choose. There will continue to be a freedom to choose. It won't change. And if you ban it, it won't change because they'll either go out of state because the people that can afford abortions are the ones that are going to have them. And two, it's going to be done in unsafe conditions where everyone involved could be harmed in some way or killed. It doesn't change. Nothing is going to change. If this doesn't pass. If it does pass, guaranteed 100% safe, legal healthcare is what this means. And it's just, and then they're running this beside issue 2, which I think is really cool because issue 2 is the legalization of marijuana recreationally, which, you know what? If that passes, I'm going to go buy a gummy and I'm going to see what it's like. I've never done drugs. I've never needed to, but why not? Why not? And it's funny, and this is where it may get even worse here, thought-wise. But they're like, it's against God's blah 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 to have an abortion, which is not technically true because there are step-by-step instructions in the Bible of what to mix to have an abortion. That exists in the Bible, and I don't think anybody in the Bible says don't do that. So. But, you eat this plant that grows wild or can be cultivated like potatoes or corn. And, and they're like, it's the devil's lettuce, that's a thing. It's just, it's like the devil can't create according to the book. The devil can't create. It can manipulate people, but it can't create. So this is a thing that exists, and has existed and will continue to exist. And it's just so weird. The mindsets, the mindsets that they get themselves into, it boggles. It boggles. Funny, I may have made it, well, there's the top right there, isn't it? It's not that, but I may have made it a little bit too fine for the clever here. Yeah, I think I chopped it up too fine. I did it at a 15. Yeah, around a 15. So I may have done it a little too fine for the clever. That's okay. Isn't it a funny device? It's a wonderful little device. I love this thing. It's great. Now, I ranted because it's aggravating. It aggravates me so much. And we get 2 of these. We got 2 of these. And don't get me started on the run for the school board. Some asshole, 2 assholes are running. And normally in a school, going down the ballot, school boards, people running don't have R's or D's next to their names because it's not about being a Republican or a Democrat. It's about making sure the kids get the education that they need and the help that they need, and being a board of people that are accountable. And this guy puts out, well, normally they don't put D's and R's, but we're very hard R's. We're very conservative. And I'm like, yikes. I don't want that. I want people that'll look at situations. I don't want people looking to advance their political standing nonsense. I would want people on my school board that are there for the kids. They're not there for themselves. They don't have an agenda. That's the worst thing. Coming in there having an agenda? I mean, what school books are being banned? Well, let me tell you, a lot now. And let me tell you, Columbus suddenly has become the most wonderful person in the world who brought candy and lollipops and joy rather than murder, exploitation, genocide, and slavery to the Americas, mind you. Oh, God. And then the Native Americans are just happy-go-lucky people. And then the whole Pilgrim thing comes back where, everybody was very happy-go-lucky. And, oh, here's a turkey. And, oh, my gosh, here's stuffing. And, ugh. People need to learn history so that we don't repeat it. But that's not a thing. It's not a thing anymore. Now it's let's not hurt the feelings of the racists. It's a rant. It's a rant because it's a political nonsense time of the year. Maybe it's because I haven't had my first cup of coffee. Definitely. The inherent sweetness of the coffee is just so brilliant. Molasses is a weird taste. Chili? Maybe I got chili last time. Maybe it was because it's a little bit differently made. Cedar. I think I mentioned that before. Who doesn't want a mouthful of cedar? Yeah. Maybe I should do what they do with olive oil. When we went on an olive oil tour, he said, hold it in your mouth for about 5 to 6 seconds. Battery died. That means I'm going to have to cut down a lot of this if I talk for long enough for the battery to die. Anyway, as I was saying, the front of the tongue gets a little numb. And with this, it does actually get a little numb if you hold it in there for a little bit. And this isn't hot. It's not hot enough to burn anything. And you get this kind of salty, but it's hard to describe, but like a chili taste on the front of your tongue. And it's actually kind of neat. You do get a little bit of lime. There's chocolate in there, of course. I don't know if there's a floral taste or not with this preparation. Maybe a little bit. Cola, interesting. There's a weird flat cola hit, which if you're not into flat cola, that's probably a very turn-offy thing. But this is great. I like this preparation. The clever, as always, is just so much fun, and I really enjoy using it. And it's just easy to clean up too. And you just kind of fill it with water here, and you push the bottom down. I'll scrub it. I just want to get the initial coffee out of it because I like how clear it is. This clever. It's just so much fun. And I'm thinking to myself that I've been calling it clear all day. I don't think I have. I've been calling it a clever because it's a clever. Sable brew, clever dripper, good consistent coffee made simple. Totally. All right, so that's my political rant. Probably upset a couple people. What are you gonna do? This whole thing. I mean, vote yes on issue 1. Vote yes on issue 2. If churches can say that, I feel like my little morning coffee therapy. I feel like I could say that out loud too. So, yeah, vote yes on issue 1. Vote yes on issue 2. Pot's been around for centuries. Been smoked many different ways, many different types of ways, been baked into brownies, baked into cookies, made into gummies. I don't think I would smoke. I would hate to smoke. With the lung issues that I have right now, I don't think I'd want to smoke anything. I don't care if it's good smoke. I don't think there's a such thing as a good smoke. I'll pop a gummy. I'll eat a brownie. Hell yeah. And then abortion, like I said before, no one is going to ask me my opinion on abortion. I do have opinions on abortion, but to be quite frank, being a gay individual, they don't matter. So the point is, it should be a choice. And unfortunately, for many child-able human beings, it's not a choice. They have to. And it's sad. It's sad because in this state, I'm pretty sure that if a pregnancy passes a certain period and then you have to have an abortion, You have to give the child a name and a birth certificate. And it's just, it blows me away, because it's like, ask the same people in legislation right now who are screaming, vote no on issue 1. Ask them if they support giving parental rights to the fetus, meaning it can be claimed on taxes, meaning it can be claimed as a dependent, meaning if you are on some form of government help, you immediately get money for that fetus. Ask them if they are for that. And I would almost bet they would start stammering, because it's not about the child. It's not about the fetus. We would see legislation saying you can claim that fetus as a dependent, and then make it so it's like back pay, basically, to the point of conception. This is what you would see. But you don't see that, because it's not about that. It's about control. It's about denying rights. It's about making you dependent on something. And I don't know what that something is, because it's 2023. Puritan ideals have never been so dead, but they still struggle. They still hang on. They still are grasping for air in several places, and some of them are getting air. And I keep going back to this, but it's like gender reassignment surgery. Issue 1 has now become, hey, your parents, you're allowed to go get gender reassignment surgery. That's not a thing. It's not a thing. Not without, that doesn't happen. And that's what these people feed on. These people feed on what you don't know. They do that, and they will tell you what to think and how to feel, and it's depressing and aggravating. It's 2023, for crying out loud. I can reach into my pocket, pull out my phone, and find something, and get a definition or get a better understanding of something if I need a better understanding. But people won't do that. They'll listen to the talking head on the TV and be like, okay, sure. Kids are identifying as cats and shitting in litter boxes in classrooms. Do people know exactly how that started? Active shooter drills. That's what it is. It's because of active shooter drills. They would have cat litter in a corner so that people could go to the bathroom, because they are locked in their school room because somebody outside has a gun and is killing people. That's how that started. And then someone lied again when they asked, well, why is there cat litter in here? Because nobody can understand that, hey, you're forcing kids into a situation, so kids are going to have to go to the bathroom, because that's what kids do. And, this is the situation. So we'll know. Now teachers are allowing kids to identify as cats. It's your fault. And teachers are terrible. The same teachers that were necessary because of the government-mandated shutdown where kids were taking classes at home. The same teachers where everybody was like, please take my children back. Oh my God, this is horrible. Those same teachers we applauded, those same teachers that were like, they need raises, they need this, they need that. Well, now they don't know how to teach your kids. Suddenly, very quickly that turned. And, it's because they were told, it's not because anyone has ever seen anyone act like a cat. That's a mental illness thing. I won't get into that. But a child act like a cat, and that kind of a thing happened. No, it's because active shooter drills in schools created a need because they could be locked down for a while. So they created a need for a place for students to relieve themselves, without getting it all over the floor, without, that kind of a thing, without peeing into cups, that kind of thing. So, and then of course that spiraled into the lie that children identifying as cats because, transgender things are apparently evil, and they are completely not. That's another thing I went into, I think, a long time ago. I have friends. I have a friend who is transgender. I have 2 good friends who have children that are transgendered, and I love them both, and I love them all. And I don't understand why. But then again, I don't understand why I'm gay. I don't understand why people are straight. But that doesn't bother me because it's not a problem. I meant to stop the rant a little while ago, and it picked back up. Oh, boy, this is getting better and better. Oh, so good. I'm sorry about the bait and switch, though. I just realized that the solids and the fats in this cacao blend would just clog the filter, and we would be sitting here watching it drip for the next 2 hours. I could have done it in the French press, but then I think logistically that would have been really, I don't know how easy that would have been. Maybe we'll try it in the French press tomorrow. The hell. Anywho, thank you for listening to my rant. I'm sure it made a lot of you upset, whether in the positive way or in a negative way, and I apologize for using people as examples. But, I mean, people need to understand that your lives are at stake. These decisions are not made like you're ordering a pizza. Now, contraceptives and morning after pills, yeah, but those should be accessible. Anywho, coffee is delicious. The Clever, you should go get one on Amazon. They're so much fun. And they're easy. And yeah, they have basic brew methods, I think. I think I put too much in for too much, but makes for a great cup of coffee regardless. Thank you for watching. I hope you'll come back. The political things usually only happen once. When I've built up so much aggravation and aggression to a certain thing, and it's like, I can't do it anymore. I have to talk about it. And these are therapy sessions. I mean, this is morning coffee therapy. So, I mean, that's just the way it is. And that's therapy. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Hopefully we'll see you again. I'll chime in tomorrow, and we'll just go the whole 9 yards and try a couple different ways of making this something that's not a cold brew that sits in the fridge overnight, but something that can be immediately drunk and won't taste like condensed evil. See you later. Bye.